Welcome to the story of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, like you've never heard it before.
This story isn't told to you by the one Dragonborn that masters all, but told to you through the eyes of many different characters.
From soldiers in the Civil War seeking peace and order,
to seeking freedom and to remove the weakness from her lands.
From those cursed by the night, seeking to be the vigil in the darkness.
To warriors seeking honor, glory, and companionship.
To a shapeshifter and worshipper of the Daedra who seeks to live a life as a warrior.
To a mage seeking power and the arcane knowledge of Aetherius.
To assassins seeking fear and bringing the cold touch of Sithis.
To thieves seeking wealth beyond measure.
We all hope you enjoy
this story
of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Episode 1.
The Beast I Became.
Serana and I had traveled back to Solitude at Ragni's request. She wanted us to save Senturos. And with all the drama between Serana and Ragni, maybe it'll do them both some good to have a little time apart. Darius and I used to argue like a married couple if we were around each other for too long. But after what we just went through, there's no doubt we'd rather be close to Ragni right now. We survived a fight we never should have walked away from yesterday. I really thought that was going to be the day I'd end up a pile of ash. RK must be playing with me, because he almost took Freya from me, and thank the Nine he didn't. Still, in the back of my mind, I keep seeing her dead, and I feel cold. But I made a promise to Ragni, and I know Freya's in the best of hands with Minerva. She's a talented mage, and a good friend. Different from most mages I've met. She reminds me of someone I fought beside during the Oblivion Crisis. I've forgotten his name, but I remember he was a Breton mage, Archmage of the Mages Guild. The last one. He was a little older than all of us, but when the Daedra came pouring out of those gates, he was the fastest. His magic kept them on their toes. Damn it, I wish I could remember it all, but my memory is so hazy. Anyway, I need to focus on the here and now. I need to see Senturos, check how he's doing, and prepare him for his transformation. Something he will come to regret for the rest of his days. It's something I fear we'll all come to regret for playing God with his life. But I gave Ragni my word, and she gave me hers. If he fails, he dies. There's Zarita. Oh, the smell of this place. Rotten blood. It's time. I can smell it. Where is he? I could smell him the moment I walked in. It's revolting. Who else is here? I can smell others. I can hear hearts beating. Why is he still here, Zarita? Why haven't you moved him yet?
Well, I didn't know if you two were coming back. Thank Akatosh you did. He's sick. He won't make it to sunrise. Where's Serana? We need her. Now.
I sent her off to throw that blood of hers into the fire. She'll be here soon. Now, who's here? What we're about to do can't be seen. He needs to vanish, out of sight.
Well, his daughter, his house servant, and her sister are still here. But they're all asleep, out cold. Jordis is here too, his housecarl. She stayed behind when she took one look at him. She's downstairs with him right now, waiting for Serana.
It's dangerous for her to know, but she can be trusted. Serana will be here soon. I need to go and see Senturos now. Well, it smells like we're just in time. I'll need to have a word with Jordis and see what she knows. But these housecarls are incredibly loyal. Almost stupidly so. By the Nine. This musk reminds me of those citadel towers in the Deadlands. The stench of rotted flesh and burned blood. Look at him. He looks just as bad as he smells. All right, we don't have much time before this curse wins. And I don't know how long I can deal with this vile scent. Well, looks like you're about to get what you've wished for, and soon regret it. Now, before we do this, I need you to tell me this is what you want, and understand. If you fail in dealing with what is to come, your life will be ended.
Yes, except I will do whatever I have to.
No, no! Breathe, my lord. Breathe. Cecilia, please. You need to help him. I know what you're going to do. You need to do it now. Save him.
You must take this secret to your grave. You were never here. You never saw this. If people knew about this, your life would be in great danger, child. I can't save him. He needs Serana. So I need you to hurry to the inn, find her, and tell her to meet us in the crypt. Zarita, carry him to the temple. Nobody should stop you. If they do, charm them and get him to the end of Potema's crypt. I need to go visit an old friend and fetch something for him to eat when he turns. Now hurry. If Serana arrives before me, turn him. I'll be there shortly. Stick in there, Senturos. You're so close. Don't give up now. I need to go and get you a snack. Hopefully Serana will be in the crypt by the time I get there. I damn well hope she threw that blood of hers into the fire. That's the last thing we need. Someone gaining her power without her kindness. Okay, I need to go to Castle Dower. It's been some time since I've been there. By Stendar, it's been months since I've delivered a head for gold. I'd almost forgotten I was a headhunter. I've known the headsman of Solitude for some time, and the 7 or so before him. If I recall correctly, one of them lost his own head for a crime he committed. He lived by the axe, and he died by it. His name's Atar. Always had a joke ready whenever I brought him a bounty's head. Things like, "You beat me to it," or "We're paid for the same work," or "Save some heads for the rest of us." I have a bad feeling about this place. Something's not right here. I feel cold and scared. What in oblivion is this? Something's not right. Felt something like this earlier, when Serana and I were on the road back to Solitude. I don't like it. I've never felt like this. Not since I was mortal. Why, though? It's raining and all. But all I can smell are wet bodies. Nothing feels out of place, but everything does. I just need to grab a body and carry on. Gods help us! What the... That scared me. What in the Daedra is going on? Something's wrong. I can feel it. I was never afraid of lightning. Not even when I was a girl. But now... Gods. I can't stop shaking. I can even feel it in here. A presence. I feel like I'm being hunted. By something far worse than me. Damn it, Cecilia, you're the Dark Knight. Stories of you inspire fear. Pull yourself together, goddammit. You're not a scared little girl. You're what brings fear to scum. I don't feel it here. I used to feel strange when I was dropping off the heads, like how I felt about Ragni. Wait, didn't Senturos say he was a guard here? And Tova? She said she was a prisoner here. Wow, to think I'd been so close to them before we even knew each other. Not to mention, before Tova was even here, I could have killed her that night. But that feeling, it spared her. Something inside me was screaming to let her run. When something like that happens after 200 years, you listen to it. That's the court wizard, so that's how she feeds. Can't fault her. They'll be dead soon enough. Same reason I'm here. Let's hope she isn't too greedy. Now let's go and see if the executioner is still here, so I can unburden him with one of these piles of waste. They have no value to life itself, and serve a greater purpose in death. Some are born just to die.
Well, if it isn't the Dark Knight herself, I've seen you around Solitude these past few weeks, and now you visit? I really thought we had something special, you know. I definitely thought you'd be here sooner for something to eat, being what you are. Must say, you don't look as horrible as the Nightspawn normally do.
So, what about now? I'd say there's been enough whispers about what I am. Alone in a dark room with me. Tell me, who's the executioner now?
I think I just lost my appetite for the next few days. Pity I left my axe over on the table. Though with your record, I doubt it'd do me much good anyway. I was told by my predecessor not to ask questions when a woman in black armor came bearing heads. Just pay her and keep quiet. Guess this is what I get for opening my mouth. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Well, food, actually. I've got a long trip to make tomorrow, and no time to hunt scum in the wilds. I need a top-up before the sun's up. So, hopefully you've got something down here. Due for the axe. That no one will miss.
By RK, I'm running a prison here, not an open market for vampires. But I do have someone, an absolute waste of life. It'll cost you. I can't just release prisoners for free. If you pay off a portion of his bounty, he's all yours.
Fine. Fine. Gold's no issue. But what's he in for? He needs to deserve this. I'm not gonna kill someone who stole a damn sweet roll.
Let's see. Rape, murder, banditry. Been terrorizing Skyrim for the last year. Got some pretty heavy bounties on him out in Johanna. Real vile piece of work. Didn't just kill men, but women and children too.
Disgusting. He'll do perfectly. What do you want for that vile piece of filth?
200 gold will do. At least we'll be getting something for him, and I won't have to blunt my axe on the bastard. Yeah, 200 gold will do just fine. I could retire on his full bounty if I ever saw it.
Easy enough. 200 gold it is. The only worthwhile purchase that monster will ever serve in his miserable life.
Yeah, you keep taking my heads. And now, you're the one paying me for one. I do love how poetic this is. He's all yours. When you get down into the cells, he's the third one on the right. We had to restrain the animal. Do with him as you please, and do remember to bring him a little pain.
Oh, don't you worry. He'll suffer. First he'll feed me, then his soul will feed my blade. Death and suffering await him for all eternity. A true punishment for such a monster. Oh, and one more thing before I'm gone. Is that bounty still active for the red-headed woman who escaped the cells here about a year ago? What's it at now?
Yeah, but Solitude's decreased the bounty to 100 gold, but I'll pay 1,000 for her death. It makes me look bad when they get out. Every time her execution came up, something happened. Like fate was trying to anger me, and she would laugh at me.
All right then. I'll definitely keep that in mind. If I ever find her. Now I'd best go and claim my property. Oh, Tova, you don't know how lucky you are. Fate was definitely keeping you alive, and you just had to keep poking the bear. But I swear to RK, if you keep screwing around with Freya, I'll claim that bounty. Now, like I said, my memory isn't what it used to be. But I figured it out. Why I spared her. She reminded me of someone from my past. The Gray Fox. Bit of a weird one. Gray skin, purple eyes, and always spoke of themselves in the third person. I swear the Gray Fox kept moving my things. I could almost hear him laughing every time I got angry about losing something. Clever bastard. He was always trying to rile me up, just like Tova does with everyone. I didn't trust him at first, not until we were in a fight. Then I was glad he was with us. But I can say this. I trust Tova. She might be a thief, but she's got a good heart. I like her. I'm glad fate made me spare her and brought her to us. She's good for Ragni too. But enough reminiscing. I need to get the food. Someone's in there, I can smell it. Scum like this don't deserve to live. I've seen men as evil as the Daedra, and the Daedra themselves are abhorrent by nature.
So the gods finally send me a whore. I prefer them with no armor on. Well, nothing on, really. Come on, remove it. Let me see what I'll be playing with.
And they have the hide to call me the monster. You'll be playing with nothing, scum. I might play a little with my food, that is. Your days are over. The only purpose you serve now is to feed me.
What in the... I'm not feeding some blood-sucking whore. Guards! Guards! There's a damned vampire in here. Help!
They're not going to help you. They sold you to me. You're mine to do with as I please. The shoe's on the other foot now. And if it hadn't been me, it would have been another. Good. Now follow me, worm. This would be the first time I've enthralled someone. It's better to just kill them, feed, and be done with it. But I don't want to drag him screaming into the temple. This way his mind will bend to my will. I come back out here again, and the fear returns. I feel like I'm being watched. But there's nothing out here. Just legionnaires guarding the walls in this damned storm. Why in oblivion is this happening? I don't like it. None of it makes any sense. Isn't that wedding happening here tomorrow? The one Ragni and Serana were supposed to attend before Morthal went up in flames from that dragon attack? Looks like Zarita's gotten pretty handy with her charm spells. That soldier is guarding the temple door. Wait, is that one of Senturos' men? Why in oblivion is he guarding the temple? No. I remember Senturos telling us that Vittoria was related to the Emperor. These must be some of his guards, stationed here for the ceremony tomorrow. Well, thank the 9 Zarita managed to charm one. I wasted most of my power enslaving the other. Looks all clear. Brings me back to the quiet moments of the Oblivion Crisis. Darius didn't seem like much of a religious man, and I know that sounds strange for someone who took up the mantle of the Divine Crusader. He never really talked about the gods, unless he was shouting their names to inspire men. Or just angry, using them to hurl insults at the Daedra. But sometimes you'd find him meditating in chapels, simply communing with the 9. There was something strange about him. One moment there's rage in his eyes as he's slaughtering Daedra. Then the next, he's completely at peace. We all made jokes about it, called it the Pelinal Madness. Anyone who wore that armor was said to carry a bit of madness with them. But looking back now, I see it for what it truly was. He was just a broken man, and being the Divine Crusader helped him, gave him purpose. Through that, he found peace in worship and raging madness in battle. I've mentioned before that after his time in the Legion, he married and had a child, and that they were killed. From what he told me, after he slaughtered those responsible, he became a mercenary, taking any job he could find, wasting the gold in taverns and even on skooma. What surprised me the most was when he told me he had murdered someone. He spent 3 years in prison, but they released him for good behavior. He said he killed some kid who wouldn't stop running his mouth and aggravating him at a tavern. He lost control, hit him once, and it killed him. He said those 3 years really fixed him, opened his eyes. I mean, getting clean off the alcohol and the skooma will do something good for anyone. He told me his life changed forever after leaving the Imperial prisons. He boarded a carriage to Anvil, hoping to take passage to the Somerset Isles for a new life. But while he was walking through town, he passed by the chapel, just after all the priests had been killed. Something stopped him that day. He said he couldn't walk away, that he had to do something. That was how he became the Divine Crusader, a Knight of the Nine. How he became the hero Tamriel needed when the gates of oblivion opened. Reminds me of something Ragni once said. She was going to leave Skyrim and travel Cyrodiil as a bard, following her and her sister's dream. But then the vampires started appearing, and she said she couldn't walk away. She went on her own crusade to save Skyrim from the evil stirring in its sleep, just like Darius did. Fate took their families from them, and it stopped them both from walking away. They each walked the same path. I wonder if I'll still be here when the next one chosen by fate arrives. If I am, then no doubt. I'm destined to follow once more. And as for Senturos, he smells like one of us. But why isn't he awake? Is he dead? Is he alive? He smells like us. Far better than he did before. Why isn't he awake? I've never seen this happen before. But then, I've never truly turned anyone.
He's not really dead or alive. When I arrived, he'd already fallen unconscious from the sickness, barely clinging on. I turned him right away, moments before the end. I've never turned anyone this far gone before. Perhaps his body's just mending itself before he wakes. I ended up swallowing some of his blood while I was turning him. Foul stuff like seawater. I don't feel right after that. His blood. It was definitely poisoned. I can still taste it.
The very smell of it was enough to make you sick, so I started wondering what would happen if a vampire actually drank his blood. Anyway, I've brought you something to wash down that rotten taste. It might help. I got him from the prison. A real piece of work. Well, speaking of which, now is the time to fulfill your purpose. If people are going to act like rabid dogs, they too should be killed. At least your death will serve a purpose where your life didn't. May you spend the rest of eternity suffering for your crimes in life. This one might have been foul, but his blood is sweet. Fill yourself with it. See if it helps. Serana had consumed some of Senturos' blood while she was trying to save him, and it somehow affected her. She said she felt sick, and there's one thing we don't feel: sickness, unless we're exposed to the sun. For blood to harm her at all, especially a daughter of Cold Harbor, is unnerving. I knew Senturos smelled horrible, but for his blood to affect a vampire, he must have been in terrible pain. And I'm worried, because even after slaughtering that scum, he still hasn't woken. A few hours had passed and the sun was imminent. We wouldn't have time to get anywhere with Senturos. So I had Zarita follow me while I told her the story of how I slew Potema, the Wolf Queen. This was before I met Zarita, but I think I was either looking for work or collecting payment for one. That's when I heard something strange, so I decided to help and check it out. I found necromancers trying to bring back a spirit, who turned out to be Potema Septim herself. A vampire coven was trying to bring her back. No doubt necromancers who had served her in her time. I told her Potema lived long before even my time, at least 300 years ago. But eventually, Freya and I tracked her here, where the last of her rotten forces rose to fight in her name. But after Freya and I finally defeated what was left of her followers, she had no choice but to face us. And when she did, she tried to flee. Even as a spirit, she showed cowardice. I suppose after coming back, she would have done anything to taste life one more time. But I couldn't allow it. I told her of the war she had caused in her lifetime, how Tamriel had burned for her ambition, and how there was nothing she wouldn't do to win. But then I heard it, a heartbeat, awakening.
Blood. Blood, I need to feed.
Look at him go. The first feed. You shove whatever flesh and blood you can into your mouth, like you've been starved your entire life. And even after, you still don't feel sated. And once you realize it, you feel sick.
I didn't. The first ones I fed on were Mythic Dawn cultists. They begged me to let them go, and I tore them apart, feasting on what was left.
Not me. Mine were Volkihar slaves, lined up for us to feed on. They were still alive. I can still remember their screams as we tore them apart. It was like we had no control over ourselves. We just acted.
Serana, you had no choice in any of it. You were born to monsters, given to a Daedric prince by the very people who were meant to protect you. But with this power, you've done an incredible amount of good. Just like Zarita, who was taken by your father's forces to serve in his army. What we are might have been made to destroy and defile. But we can choose to do better, to walk a better path, just like we'll show Senturos.
What have I done? I think I'm going to be sick.
Hey, it's okay, Senturos. You're going to be all right. You've been turned. It happens. We all go through it. Don't worry about him. He was a horrible man. You're all right. You have us here. You're going to be okay. We're here for you.
Zarita is right. It's something we naturally do when we wake. Your life has been saved. Don't worry about this one. He was utter scum. But now that you're here, you're mine. And if you fail me, I will kill you.
Come now, Cecilia. He's mine. And I think he's strong enough to defeat you. At least one of us is. I'm still feeling off. Guess that's what I get for swallowing that blood.
Are you still affected? I've never heard of this. Blood poisoning us. Even affecting a daughter of Cold Harbor. Are you sure you're all right to follow us? We'll be out for a few weeks.
Yeah, I'll be all right. I just don't feel right, but I'm sure it'll pass in no time. But I'd like to stay. To help Senturos. He's the second person I've turned who's good. And I want him to stay that way. Besides, it gives me some time away from Ragni. Some time to think.
I admire that, Serana. But if you're sick, something's wrong, and I don't think you should be traveling with us. Look, we can't move out now. We'll have to wait here until the next nightfall. We'll see how you're doing then. But with the wedding on today, we can't go back up either. So you might as well have a word with him. Speak to him. Give him what he needs to know about your strain. After all, our bloodlines are different. And only you can explain it to him.
You're right. Before he experiences the powers he's got, I'd better let him know what he's in for. Might even distract me from this headache ramming through my skull. Besides, I might have to head towards the wedding anyway. If, by some miracle, Ragni arrives, she'll definitely try to seek us out. Especially with the wedding being right above us.
Yes. I have a feeling she'll definitely be here. I just know it. But for now, I still feel she's in Morthal. So let's spend the time we have teaching him what we know. A small helping hand before he's out there. Senturos had a lot to learn, so Serana and Zarita took the time to teach him what he needed to know and to answer his questions. Both would become important to him. Zarita, still new to this life herself, and Serana, the matron of his bloodline. It was more than most of us had. When I was turned, I had nobody to teach me, nobody to guide me. The only thing that fueled me back then was vengeance. I had to learn everything on my own, at least for the first 20 years. Those years, I hunted and killed. I couldn't stay inside cities or even enter through the front gates. I still couldn't hide my face. But back then, from a distance, I looked like a pale human. Before my face became what it is today, as I thought, it's far too late. Within the hour, the sun's going to be up, and the wedding will be underway. So we can't go forward, and we can't go back. Not now. Not with Senturos being what he is. And I have this feeling that Ragni is going to be at this wedding today, and I know her very well. After that, she's going to venture downstairs to see how Senturos is. And we'll still be stuck here, and I can't have him getting a whiff of her scent. There's something about her blood, the blood of the dragon, that turns all of our heads toward her. I'm going to need Serana to wait for her if she comes. That way she can tell Ragni of our success, without putting her in harm's way. Here shall do fine enough, out of Senturos' hearing range. He needs to worry about far greater things than Ragni at the moment. Far greater and far more painful things.
What is it, Cecilia? What's with the secrecy away from the others? I don't think leaving him alone with Zarita is safe. Senturos, even without my powers, could take her out.
That's doubtful. I've trained her myself, and she's quite impressive for her age. Do you think because of our strain that we're weak? Never underestimate anyone. It's how you end up Ash.
No, I didn't mean it like that. What I meant is, Senturos is a second-generation vampire, the first turned by an original. That alone means he can transform into a vampire lord. I didn't mean to say you're weak. It's just... he was a very competent fighter. I have the utmost respect for you, Cecilia. Even with your muttered line, you are the strongest vampire I've ever seen.
Oh, well... thank you, I guess. I haven't met many good vampires in my time, but you're certainly one of them. And who you are has always impressed me. How kind and loving you can be. So, thank you for not being a monster. It's proof that even the most powerful of us still have a heart. And speaking of our hearts, I have a task for you. I need you to wait for Ragni. I just know she's going to be here today, and I can't afford for Senturos to smell her. So I need you to wait for her. You can bet your last septum that once she's done with the wedding, she'll come down here.
Yeah, I've had the same feeling. I just know she'll be here. I can go and wait for her. I waited thousands of years for her. I can wait a few more hours. Might even give me some time to clear my head of this... pain. I'll have to warn her about my blood, too.
Wait, what do you mean, your blood? Don't tell me you still have it. I thought you threw it into the fire, destroyed it. Please, for the love of the Nine, Serana, tell me you did.
Oh, I must not have told you. With Senturos and this headache, I didn't. When I went back into the inn, my blood was gone. The moment I entered our room, I felt it. A darkness surrounding me. I believe my blood was taken.
What? You can't be serious. Damn it, Serana. Your blood? By the 9. This is why I told Ragni to leave you behind. Damn it, Serana. If that blood has fallen into the wrong hands, Solitude, no, all of Skyrim, will pay for it. It'll be like the days of the Wolf Queen all over again. Damn it. What do we do? We can't deal with this. Not with Senturos. You need to warn her, and anyone who follows her here. I felt something horrible in the courtyard. Damn it. I'm powerless to do anything about this. Go and wait for Ragni. I'll stay here with Senturos. Damn it. I knew I should have marched back the moment Ragni told me. What in oblivion could have taken her blood? Nothing good will come of this, and I'm powerless to stop it. I'm already stuck watching over Senturos. I can't just leave. I need some time to think about this. Maybe I can come up with something. But I can't abandon Senturos. And I can't just let this go unnoticed. I need to sit down and think. With Serana's blood out there, I can't just sit idly by, training Senturos. I need to see how he's feeling. When night comes, we'll travel to Morthal and cure him, just like Serana and Ragni did. So, how are you feeling, Senturos? Do you still feel that sickness at all? Because when night comes back, we'll be heading off to Yalmarch.
Wait, what? We're going to Morthal, where Ragni is. No, that's not safe. You saw what I did to that body. I can't risk being around anyone, not after that. Is this because of how bad it went? Serana told me what happened, with the dragon and the hold. I'm feeling better now. Stronger. My body still stings, but not like it did before. I don't think it's a good idea.
Good. That stinging in your body, that's just the hunger. If you're no longer feeling the illness, we can take you to Morthal and get you cured. There's a man there who cured Ragni of vampirism when she was with the Dawnguard. Saves us from spending weeks training you.
Yes. I don't feel weak anymore. I'd forgotten what it felt like not to be, but this is different. I feel cold, though it doesn't hurt. I feel hungry, like I could lick the blood off the floor. And it saves time when we could be by her side, not wasting it on me. I like this plan. This way, I can get back out there without putting anyone at risk, and I don't have to vanish from Luca's life. Let's not just wait around. Let's leave now.
Leave now? The sun's just coming up. You can already feel your power fading, can't you? You don't want to be out there in the sunlight. It's like putting your hand in a boiling pot, except it's your entire body, and you can't get out.
Zarita is right. At least that's what it feels like for us. The sun is less brutal on Serana's bloodline, but it's still a painful experience your first time, and we can't risk a dragon, or anyone else, seeing you and losing their minds. We'll travel when it's safe, so just be patient. We've got a few blood potions here in case you get hungry. Just let us know. I've sent Serana off to take care of something. She'll be back later. For now, we just need to wait. And so we waited. Senturos sat there, drinking blood potions, while Zarita told him everything she knew, everything she had learned. I waited for Serana. She had been gone for hours, and finally, she made it back to us. I had plenty of time to think, and I realized curing Senturos was the best plan for everyone. With Serana's blood out there, we have no idea what this could lead to. We need someone other than Ragni who can protect her, and the best person for that is Serana. So, did Ragni attend the wedding? Did she try to reach us? You've been gone a long time, Serana.
Yes, she did. I waited there all day. She looked absolutely beautiful. I told her about Senturos, and she even brought Sigund with her. And you know what? I don't feel as angry as I used to. We had a little talk, and Sigund promised to safeguard Ragni. and I truly believe she means it.
Well, that's wonderful news. Sigund's recommitment and your forgiveness. It's good to finally hear something positive. But how did she take the news about the blood?
She was worried. They said they'd alert the Imperial Guard. They think they know who took it. Some traveler at the inn. But I'm worried too. I told them both I'd look after Senturos. Yet after talking to her, all I want is to be beside her. To keep her safe.
Well, I think you should. If someone has your blood, you're the best one suited to keep Ragni safe. You should go back up and be with her. You'll be able to sort things out with her, and keep her safe. Look, don't worry about Senturos. I have a plan for him. I'll be taking him to Morthal to be cured, just like you did with Ragni. So, we won't really be needing you here.
Oh, that's not a half-bad idea. But what about the blade that did this to him? If you're going back to Morthal, there's a cave just outside the hold where you could hide Senturos. Check with Minerva, she has the blade with her. Best to make sure the curse, or whatever it is gone before we turn him back. Well, looks like you won't really be needing me. I should head back up and tell them the good news. Might even pray to the Nine for a bit. It brings me peace. This headache's been hurting all day. Maybe being around Ragni will make it go away.
Well, that settles it. You go back up and protect Ragni. Zarita and I will seek the cure. We'll speak with Minerva first, of course. I'll also be able to check on Freya while we're there. I'll send word when I know more. Farewell, Serana. I'll see you soon.
Oh, wait. Ragni and Sigund wanted me to pass on a message to Senturos. They said to tell him they love him, and they wish for him to get better. It might do him some good to hear that. Good luck, Cecilia. Safe journeys.
You too, Serana. Look after our girl. Keep her safe. Farewell. At least now I can take Senturos to Morthal and not have to worry about Ragni here, if something goes wrong with the blood. I've got way too many things going on. Freya, Senturos, and her. I'm thankful Serana can watch over her. To think a year ago I was killing the ghost of a septum, and now I find myself back here saving a life. Well, the sun's gone down. I can feel my power returning. It's time to move out and leave this place. Forever. It's time. The sun's down. We should get moving. Serana won't be joining us. She told me that Sigund and Ragni said they love you and wish for your recovery. We shouldn't stay any longer. Let's move out.
Wait, they were here. Is that why Serana disappeared? Even with Morthal burning, they still came, just to make sure I made it.
The wedding was today. They came to see how you were doing. Come on, the sooner we get you to Morthal, the sooner we can all get back to Ragni and Sigund.
Of course, thank you, Cecilia. Truly, lead the way.
Well, you're about to witness a rare beauty few mortals ever see. The night through our eyes. It's truly something beautiful. Something you won't soon forget.
Enough lollygagging, you two. Let's get moving. Time waits for no one. Unless you're a dragon. And I'd rather not wait around for a dragon. All right, we're ready. It shouldn't take us too long. We'll cut right through the marsh and be there in no time. I'm glad to be leaving this place behind. Hopefully, we'll be the last of many to ever set foot here. It was never a place for the living. Even Senturos bent to its will by joining the dead. But hopefully, he can rejoin the ranks of the living soon enough. If I can spare him this life, then I should. And while I'm at it, Zarita. She's loyal, and I love her for it. But this isn't the life she deserves.
Beautiful, isn't it? My favorite part of the night, when the sun's gone but its light still lingers on the horizon. It reminds me of how beautiful the day used to be. How much I miss all the colors, and the way it felt when the sunlight touched my skin.
By the divines, I can't believe it. It's beautiful. I can see everything. No wonder you're creatures of the night. This is incredible.
Oh, just you wait. It gets even better. I loved the day when I was mortal, but I've come to cherish the beauty of the night. It's something I never would have discovered if I hadn't become a vampire. Something we haven't seen much of since joining Ragni. But still, a beautiful sight all the same.
I don't even remember what color used to look like. What the sun used to look like. Keep those memories close. They'll remind you of who you are. Anyway, let's get moving.
What in the realms of oblivion? There's no way I'm doing that. Is she mad? I can't do that.
Fear of heights, I see. And your answer to the question is no. But if you don't jump, she will be mad. And trust me, you don't want a mad Cecilia.
Fear of heights? Probably. But you see, I've got this overwhelming respect for self-preservation. The deepest respect, actually. I don't care if she's mad. I'd rather her be mad than me, splattered all over the road.
Trust me, you'd prefer being all over the road than dealing with an angry Cecilia. I'd rather fight fire-breathing, overgrown lizards than face her scorn. You're a vampire now. With that comes supernatural strength. You'll run faster, hit harder, and take blows that would take an ordinary man out. But you'll still be standing. This will be easy. Trust us.
Trust? Oh yeah, just trust somebody who tells you to jump off a mountain. Okay, let's do this! Talos, give me strength. I did it, by the gods, that was terrifying.
About time. I was about to climb up that mountain and throw you off myself. Good to see some of the legionaries of this age aren't total milk drinkers.
Milk drinkers? I just jumped off a bloody mountain, woman. I'd like to see the Stormcloaks try that.
Careful, boy. While you still have fangs in your mouth, you're mine. Don't get lippy, because neither the Empire nor Ragni will be able to save you from me.
Don't mind her, Senturos. She might bare her fangs, but Cecilia's the sweetest of them all. She's just the cutest.
Oh, brother. I had a bad feeling about bringing you. I just knew you'd do this. He has to learn to fear me, Zarita. And he won't if you're acting like that. If he can't even make it to Morthal without losing control, I will kill him.
You're the one who wanted me here, Cecilia. How do you expect him to stay in control when you treat him like a rabid dog? Maybe treat him like a man. What in... Senturos? Senturos, what are you doing?
I can't believe it. I'm here again.
Where are you going? By the 9, where's this fool going? Senturos! Wait, you're going the wrong damn way. Don't go wandering off on your own, you damn fool.
His tomb. Senturos' tomb. My weapons. I don't have his weapons, but my old ones are there.
What in oblivion are you doing? Do not walk off, and do not disobey me. What are we doing here, Senturos? What is this place?
This is the tomb of my Order's creator. He was the one who founded the Imperial Vanguard back in the Second Era. This is where I found my blade and shield. I came here after a dream that led me all the way from Whiterun. My weapons are still in Solitude.
Senturos Tharn's tomb? Wasn't he sacrificed after the Imperial city fell to Molag's forces? Why would they bury him here? He ended up being just another wandering corpse.
You know about the founder of the Vanguard? I must say I'm impressed. I guess being a piece of history, you'd certainly know some of it.
I too was a Vanguard Senturos, one of the first to join before I'd even been officially stationed. I was recruited near the end of the Oblivion Crisis. There was plenty happening across Tamriel back then, so there were many Vanguards. Just not too many in Cyrodiil at the time.
You were a Vanguard. I knew it. I remember seeing a Cecilia mentioned in the annals. It all makes sense now, why you're still alive. You were one of the best. You have to tell me more about this.
Another time, perhaps, when there's time to talk about it. But for now, we need to get moving. The longer we stay on these roads, the more dangerous it becomes for everyone. So we're leaving now, and you'll be following right behind me.
But my old weapons are in there. If something happens, I'm going to need something to fight with. I just need to go and grab them.
You don't need a blade. You are a weapon now. Hopefully there won't be an incident that forces you to find out just how much. So let's get a move on. Now.
Come on. Let's not make her angry. She's right. The quicker we get there, the safer it will be, and the closer you'll come to being yourself again. I'll be right behind you.
Yeah, you're right. The sooner I'm not like this, the sooner I don't have to take her damn orders.
We need to get moving. We've got no time to waste. I don't like being far from Ragni, and I've got this bad feeling. There's just something wrong. That courtyard outside the temple, it made me feel fear. The same kind of fear I felt in the Deadlands when I was mortal. I shouldn't be here. I should be with Ragni. But she wanted me here to help Senturos. I need to get him to Morthal so we can cure him. Then I'll check on my girl. And after that, I'm heading straight back to Solitude, beside Ragni, where I belong. Damn it. I get this cold, sharp feeling the closer I get to Solitude, and a wrong one whenever I'm walking away from it. We need to move quickly. The safest and quickest option is over the water. I've got no time for the roads around, and I don't want to test Senturos' reliance on blood tonight. I can't afford for him to catch the scent of a living person and lose it. Looks like we're all going for a swim. Icy, cold Skyrim water. Just the way I like it. Warm water makes me shiver. All right, let's go. The marsh into Hjalmarch is a dangerous one, but after yesterday, it should be silent. But it is the haunted marsh of Hjalmarch. It's been that way since the Wolf Queen washed away all her corpses from Solitude. They drifted here, into the Draikmir marsh. Zarita isn't wrong. This is the best time of the night. It's when you can see the light of the sun without it hurting, reminding you that once you lived under it without pain. Is that a Daedric shrine? It is. One to the Mad Prince, Sheogorath. I feel uneasy, somehow. Strange, like something familiar. I've heard rumors Minerva used to spread, that she believed that Sheogorath was actually the Divine Crusader, disguised to thwart Dagon's plans and stop him from destroying everything. It's absolute nonsense. There's no way Darius was Sheogorath. I don't care how powerful these princes are. Darius was a man, a real one, not some gibbering lunatic. I spent quite a few of my nights with Darius. I saw him weep. I saw him smile. The Daedra can sometimes look like us, but they have no idea what it is that makes us human. They can imitate us, but never be us. The only madness Darius ever had was for those who committed evil. There's no way in Oblivion that Darius was the mad god.
What are we doing here, Cecilia? I thought we were in a rush. Why are you staring at a statue? And what in Oblivion is it doing out here in the wilds?
It's a Daedric shrine to the Prince of Madness, Sheogorath. But it's empty. It's nothing. We should move on.
Before me, you used to destroy places like this. The night's just started. We could take it down if you'd like.
No. It's what I used to do. But out here, it's not hurting anyone. I don't think destroying it would do any good. We need to keep going. We need to cure Senturos so I can get back to Ragni. I've had a bad feeling all night. We just need to get this done so I can return to her side. The further I walk from solitude, the more dread I feel. So, we need to move as quickly as possible. The Drakenmere Marsh. This is where I met Ragni all that time ago. Back when she was just a young woman, with a fire for vengeance burning in her heart. A fire that wanted to kill vampires. To think, right over there was where she was born and raised. The day I met her was the very first time she'd ever left home. If Zarita and I hadn't been in Morthal that day, it could very well have been her last. And all of us would have been doomed. Minerva and her talk of the fates. That we're all here for a reason. And that, I definitely believe. The Nine made sure I was there that day. Maybe they're even the reason I became a vampire. I've asked myself lately, why? Why would the gods force me down this path as a blood-sucking creature of darkness? But then, I remember the conversations I used to have with Darius. He used to tell me the gods weren't as benevolent as we were led to believe. And this came from the man who was the second Divine Crusader. Growing up, I was taught about the Nine, that we were their children on Nirn, that they loved us and watched over us. But after all this time, I don't think it's that simple. This shack, it feels the same as what I felt in Solitude back in the courtyard. Why this far out? Why here? I need to find out what in Dagon's name is going on. In 200 years, I've never felt anything like this. It feels cold, lonely, full of dread, but it's abandoned. I can't smell anyone inside. It's as cold as me, but still full of dread. I need to get Senturos to Morthal, but I can't just ignore this feeling. It's like something terrible is about to happen. I need to find out what's inside. Ugh, the stench of this place. Dried, rotten blood, and old wood left to decay. Nothing set foot in here for a long time. Whoever lived here was a sick bastard. This place, it's a slaughterhouse. But for people, it's so damn cold. Feels like I'm standing in a room without walls, without a roof. Just endless black all around me. What are those two doing? The stench of rotted blood's heavy in that direction, too. Skulls. Wouldn't be a murderer's lair without a few trophies.
3 skulls, just left here, with strange markings, just sitting in the dark like they were tossed aside. This place is disgusting. The air feels thick with decay, and all you can smell is rot. It clings to everything. The walls, the floor, even the air tastes foul.
Yes, it is. This place and everything in it has long decayed. It reminds me of the Citadel Towers, and that same foul smell. Wait, those skulls, by the Nine, those marks, they're of the Dark Brotherhood.
Dark Brotherhood? Who are they? Are they some kind of cult of murderers? Is this one of their hideouts?
By the Nine, You are young. The Brotherhood are assassins. From what I know, they've been hunted to extinction over the last 20 years. But these skulls, they don't look like they've been here for more than a year. The Brotherhood are like rats. You burn out one nest, and they'll just make another. I met one of them a long time ago, their listener, the only one who can speak to their deranged, dead Night Mother.
You met one of these Brotherhood assassins? Who's the Night Mother? Can't say I've ever heard of them. Did you kill the assassin?
Worse, I fought with her to save the world. Darius accepted her help, and we had to fight beside a murderer. Then again, she did fight with us. She might have been a killer, but she fought hard, and helped us save Cyrodiil.
Her, huh? Well, she couldn't have been all that bad if she helped save the world from oblivion. What is it Ragni always says? Your past isn't as important as what you do with your future.
Pfft. Ragni's been alive for what, like a week? That's just all that heroic nonsense to get people to join us. People can be just as important as their past, because if you know their past, you can predict what they'll do. Oh, here we go again. Another bright idea, walking into a blood-soaked shack. Senturos, are you all right? How are you feeling?
My throat is burning. My chest feels like it's on fire. All I can smell is blood. I can hear it whispering to me.
Strange. You pretty much just fed. Well, these places can draw out our hunger, I guess. Zarita, give him one more blood potion. That should do him for the night.
We're running low. Then we'll have 2 left just for us.
That's okay. Those last 2 are all yours. I can go without. We just need to keep him sane until we can cure him. I shouldn't have brought him here anyway. Let's get moving. I'm a damn fool. Walked us right into a Brotherhood slaughterhouse. It doesn't matter if the blood's rotten. It still flares up every sense we have, screaming at us to find more. I'm the one rushing us, and I'm the idiot who keeps stopping. Ugh, damn it. The marsh fog's setting in. It's always hard to see or smell anything in this stuff. Why did I even come here? To some Brotherhood assassin's hideout? All it's done is waste time and bring back memories. The more I follow Ragni, the more I see of Darius's team. Senturos' turning seems to have left him quite hungry. But again, that's my fault. Walking him into that place. You could feed, walk into a room painted in blood, and still feel the urge to feed again. An uncontrollable desire for blood. Something hard to shake. But luckily for him, he won't have it for long. That is, if I can make it to Morthal in this fog. It's damn hard to see where I'm going. But the cave I plan to place him in is south. So I'll just keep walking in that direction. Damn it, corpses! Even after last night, there are still rotters lurking around this marsh. But they aren't Draugr, so that could be a good thing. Looks like we're still heading in the right direction. We have to take our time with this. Can't go walking into a horde of the undead. We'll no doubt run into some, but we need to stay quiet and reach that cave safely. If all goes well, I'll be able to meet this Fallion. I saw him briefly while I was in Morthal. Maybe I can cure Zarita. She's told me quite a bit about herself. That she has a mother and father in Hammerfell. That they lost their first child. And it's been about a year since Zarita was turned. They must be worried sick. Or utterly heartbroken. Believing their last child has died. As much as I adore her and appreciate her being around, wanting me when others haven't, I can't let her stay like this. There are still people who love her. She should return to them, live out her days, and find someone who'll love her properly. the way I can't. Wait, I hear something. We're being surrounded. Be ready. I can't see these bastards in this fog. There you are. Kill them all. If there's one, there's many. Be ready. They come in numbers. You'll smell them before you see them. Here they come. Watch your backs. Damn it. All this noise would have more heading in our direction. We need to get moving before more of them wander into us from all this noise. Now back to Zarita before any more corpses bother us. I think the world of her. She's beautiful, caring, something I never thought a vampire could hold on to. For as long as she's been in my life, I feel like I wouldn't be the same without her. But she's still got people in this world who love her. I don't... All mine are gone. And this is what I'll remain until the day I turn to ash. This isn't a good life for her. I think, while she still can, she should be cured and return home to the people who love her most in the world.
Look, a cave. Wonder what's inside.
Oh, good spot, Zarita. There it is. Movarth's lair. The same place where Ragni and I fought to kill vampires. The fires are lit. That means someone's inside. No doubt the unsavory type. Time to clean this place out once more. Get a whiff of that. This cave smells worse than the Draikmir. Far worse than I remember it the last time. Well, it's a cave deep in the marsh. Clear out one group, and another just as foul will make it home. Looks like the undead have wandered in here. At least they're stuck down here, instead of roaming out there. Though I'm going to need to clear them out so I can leave Senturos here. Then I'll feel it's safe enough to travel to Morthal and inquire about this cure. Well, time to get to work. I'll focus their attention on me. The rest of you clear them out from behind. Damn it. These ones were a lot tougher than ordinary corpses. I don't think they just wandered down here. Maybe it's more vampires, using their magic to bring in corpses. Usual tactic. I guess the further we go, we'll end up finding out. Either way, whoever hides in this cave will meet their end. I can hear more of them. No doubt whoever's controlling these corpses is where we killed Movarth. Warm bodies. Necromancers. Well, that just fixed our food shortage. That's done. I don't sense anything else. Just a small group of necromancers hiding away and collecting the dead. They won't be a threat to anybody anymore. Wait, They aren't necromancers. Well, not in the typical sense. They're cultists, followers of Molag. Good. We've done Tamriel a far greater service than I'd thought. Damn, you're a hungry one. I'm actually glad that I won't have to deal with this appetite of yours for much longer. We're here now, so I need you to wait in this cave with Zarita. It won't be too long. Then we'll have you cured and better, ready to follow Ragni again. You just need to wait here.
Yeah, sure, I can do that. I'm looking forward to not being this anymore. The constant cold feeling and every thought and desire being about blood. I'll stay with Zarita. She's in charge until you return.
Good. Do as she says. All you need to do is remain here until I'm back. It won't be hard. And for you, Zarita, just keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't leave the cave. While you're here, stock up on our blood supply. If Senturos tries to leave this cave, finish him. But hopefully he's a man of his word still, and we won't have to return to Ragni with ashes. I'll be back as soon as I can. If the blood gets to you, just feed on these cultists. You won't have to suffer for much longer. Just be patient. Now I have to go see Minerva and find out if we can cure him. While I'm there, I can see how Freya's doing. It's only been a day, but I'm worried sick.
Well, let's hope she isn't too long. But while we're here, let's get some blood out of these cultists. They must be Daedra worshippers of Molag. Well, by feeding his creatures, they've fulfilled their intent. Let's gather all the bodies and throw them into the cistern. That should fix our food shortage. Let's clean this place up a little. We might be vampires, but we aren't animals. Put the corpses into a pile and I'll deal with these cultists. I'm glad we won't be without blood now. I don't like it when we run short. My head starts to hurt, and then Cecilia gives me hers. I don't like seeing her struggle. There are times you can see her fighting the urge, just in pain, determined to fight off the beast.
So this time, it wasn't vampires hiding away in this cave, but creatures far worse. Daedra worshippers. Those who would betray their own kind for a monster like Molag. They're just like the mythic Dawn, and they all deserve the blade. Speaking of blades, I'll have to grab the one that cursed Senturos. I heard that when Sigund brought it with her to... well... when Senturos got close to it, it made him gravely ill. So I'll need to see if turning him back is safe. But please, by the 9, please let it be so.
Good. By the time Cecilia gets back, we'll be fully stocked. Now, where is... what's he doing? Might as well see how he's handling it all. Must be kind of a relief to be almost back to normal. No longer having blood and hunger rule your every thought. Kind of miss those days. That one is Molag Bal, the prince who now owns our souls. Well, yours for now. The first time I was here, I was with Cecilia, helping Ragni. She had no idea what we were back then. It was a challenge fighting beside her, having to control my bloodlust.
I know of this prince. He's entwined with a bit of legend in my order, and Serana told me all about him, where we go when we die here. I will say this. I'm glad I don't feel like death anymore, but I still feel like death in some strange way. All I feel is cold, but it doesn't hurt like it used to. Nothing hurts. I feel nothing. Normally the smell of blood and the dead made me sick, but that's all I can smell. Nothing else. I couldn't even smell the marsh. All I could smell were the corpses. All I can think about is blood, even when I try not to. My skin burns like my very veins are on fire. My mouth starts to water, and before I know it, I'm feeding. How do you do this, Zarita? How do you manage to be a vampire and still fight alongside us?
Cecilia mainly. If not for her, I'd likely have been one of Harkon's vampires, probably killed by Ragni. She taught me everything I know. You see, Molag made us to be the worst of mortal kind. We are creatures of domination. We forget what compassion is, what kindness is, when blood starts to rule our every thought. Once you're lost to the hunger, you're gone. You'll kill and slaughter anybody for blood. There's one thing Cecilia taught me that really helps. Remember those you loved, those who made you feel alive. They connect you to who you were, so what you are doesn't take control. So, maybe when the hunger starts, think of Luca, Ragni, or even Sigund.
Yes, that's actually brilliant. They're the reasons I wanted to become this. Remembering those I did it for might actually help. I felt something as soon as you said that. What about you? Who do you think of that keeps you good?
Her name was Rosella. I met her in Hammerfell. She was an Imperial like you, a traveler. And at the time, that's what I wanted to be. I guess I followed her, from Hammerfell into High Rock, and then here, into Skyrim. I loved her. She was kind, funny, and thoughtful. She felt like home, warm, safe, and real in a world that's long since gone cold. But remembering her helps, and I guess now, with Cecilia, I suppose I have a thing for Imperial women.
By the gods, you and Cecilia, is there anyone among you who enjoys the company of men? Everyone who follows Ragni seems to prefer women, even her.
Could you blame her? We are beautiful. I don't know. There's just something about women I've always liked, ever since I was old enough to understand. Maybe it's their smile. Or maybe something a little more intimate that we can both agree on.
I did my best not to get involved with women during the war. Focused on staying alive and raising my station. I was only ever with two, and now one of them wants to kill the woman I was with. I dodged all that trouble, and somehow, I still ended up with a Stormcloak.
But you love her. And she loves you. That's what you could have used if you were to stay one of us. But you're lucky. You'll be hot-blooded again soon. Senturos, what's wrong? What's happening?
I feel like I'm on fire. It burns. And the pain is so great.
What is it with tonight and Daedric shrines? I've spent around 180 years hunting them, and I come across 3 in one night. Maybe I've gotten too lax. I should make a greater effort to remove these. Maybe this is the reason this marsh is filled with corpses. This is Namira's shrine, the mistress of decay. But I've got no time for that right now. When I do, I should return and destroy this. Maybe help cleanse this marsh, and then return to that cave and destroy Molag's shrine. Shrines are like beacons, after all. Those who follow and worship the Daedra will always find them, or their creatures will. Ever since raising Freya, I have not put in the effort to take out these shrines and their worshippers. I will admit I was cruel before Freya, and I killed worshippers of any Daedra, even those who didn't bring harm to the people of Tamriel. But I was angry and bloodthirsty. I wanted vengeance, and took it at any cost. I should return to my crusade when this is all over, but hunt those Daedra who only seek to harm us. I understand now. Not all of them are evil. The Daedra don't even know what evil is. It's just their nature. And I guess, being immortals, they only see us as ants. But some of them, they embody evil itself. Only yesterday it was on fire, and now it's as quiet as the grave. I'm glad we were here. It might take months to rebuild Morthal, but that's better than it becoming rubble like Helgen did. That was when the dragons started showing up. Ulfric got caught by the Legion during a battle. At least that's what Senturos told us. And just before they took his head off, Alduin shows up and turns the place to cinders. I wondered why it took so long for Ragni to be found as the Dragonborn. But during that time, she told us she was in oblivion with Serana for a few hours. Yet time moved 3 or so months for us. A truly unnatural place. Damn it. I go talking about oblivion and the Daedra, and what do I run into? These annoying bastards. I should have at least struck his shrine down for sending his pets to bother me. And they annoy me even more after finding out what Minerva's been saying, because I know Darius wasn't the mad god. I just know it. But why would he send his Daedra here? Why do they follow me? There's no way Sheogorath sent them to follow me. I had to threaten to kill them if they kept following me. So now they annoy Minerva instead, since she's their lord's champion. Makes sense, I suppose. She's slightly mad. Mad enough to think Darius was Sheogorath in disguise. But I don't even want to bring it up. She'll no doubt drive me mad. And I don't need that while she's looking after Freya and fighting alongside me. For now, I just need to find her. See how Freya's doing, and then find out if we can even cure Senturos. Has becoming a vampire cured him of his illness? Or has it only halted it? Maybe I might just have to kill him. Maybe it's what I have to do so I'm by her side. Something dark is approaching. I can feel it. I gave her my word, but her protection overrides what I promised. Look at the size of this one. It's not so surprising the Aldmeri were winning the war if they had Khajiit like this on the battlefield. But then again, us little Imperials did hold back those endless Daedric monsters. After all, it's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. But those were different times. Just before the Empire started crumbling. The Empire of today is weak. Skyrim had rebellions like this in my time, and we put them down. This one wouldn't have lasted a week. Oh no, Julia. The Empire might be weak, but its vanguard has remained strong. I liked her. She had real fight in her, even for her age. She reminded me a lot of myself, now and then. Looks like the others are healing. I hope Freya is doing as well. By the 9. Minerva, what have you done?
Cecilia, what are you doing here? I thought you were off to save Senturos. Is he dead? Shame. Well, if you're inquiring about Freya's hair, it was filthy. I couldn't get all the blood and mud out of it, so I just had to cut it off.
Is he dead? Not entirely. We were able to save him. He's nearby, but at a safe distance. Lucky for him, because when Freya wakes, she's going to kill you.
Well, at least she'll be alive to try. That is all that matters. So you saved Senturos. Where is he?
He's nearby. Safe. Away from anyone with a heartbeat. He's actually the reason I'm here. To see if we can cure him the same way Ragni was. I've got a bad feeling about leaving her alone. But now that he's saved, we can focus on curing him. So I can get back to Ragni's side. I don't want to waste time teaching him how to be a vampire when we could just save him here. My time is better spent protecting Ragni than training him. Serana told me to come to you, just in case that dagger still has a hold of him somehow.
You want to cure him? Thank the gods. I can't call both of you fangs. Get that man back to the world of the living. We can't have the only other competent fighter turn into another supernatural killer like the rest of you.
Well, it's better he joins the supernatural killers than the skull for brains. I think your group of 1 is more than enough for anybody.
That's the spirit. I'll pay that one.
Sorry about that. We were having a rather serious conversation before the child had to open his mouth, now that the adults are talking again. The blade. It's a good idea on Serana's part. No point in going through all this trouble just for the blade to take him as soon as he's cured. It too is an artifact of Molag Bal, so knowing him, it's not going to be easy. Take it and get it close to him. If nothing happens, then maybe we're good. But if something does, we'll have to keep him as he is.
Ugh. I haven't got time to train him if the curse remains. Nowhere near enough time to train him. I might as well kill him so I can get back to where I belong, protecting Ragni. I don't like leaving her alone. I've had a horrible feeling since I left Solitude.
Can't believe I just heard that. Listen to yourself, Cecilia. Why would we go through all that effort just to save him, then kill him? It's idiotic. And you're not her sole protector. We all are, including Senturos. I think he's earned a bit more than a simple execution before you even try.
I agree. We all voted on this. He doesn't deserve that, not one bit. He's fought just as hard as the rest of us. He was around before any of us were. Fought dragons before we were even here, when it was just him, Sigund, and Ragni. If this child has anything to say, it's that I'm disappointed you'd even consider that, Cecilia. What would Freya think if she were awake? She'd be ashamed. He's a damn good man, and you owe it to him to find out, for the promise you made to Ragni. Remember, they were lovers once. How do you think she'd react if another vampire killed someone she loves?
I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but Tonraq is right. Cecilia, Senturos is one of us. He's the first into the flames, always putting his shield and body in front of Ragni. We all owe it to him to try. If we're left with no choice, then we'll understand. But at least try. But first, see if the dagger even affects him. If it does, help him. It would break Ragni if you killed him, and anger her beyond anything if you didn't try. If the blade does affect him, there's no need to return. Just head out and train him as soon as you can.
Look, you're both right, of course. I'm just worried. Scared even. Something about Solitude has unsettled me. I felt a darkness there that made my soul shiver. And the further I get from Ragni, the stronger that fear becomes. I'm just worried.
Yes. Both Tonraq and I had a similar feeling. Both of us worried about Ragni at the same time. Something like a cold drip down our spines. We were talking about it, and I was just about to head towards Solitude before you arrived. I was going to have Falion watch over Freya, since it looks like she'll be okay, and he knows his way around the biology of the Daedra.
And me, tomorrow morning. The Legion sent word they've mustered enough troops after all these Draugr attacks. They should be here by then. I don't even care if they're late. I'm taking everyone and getting back to Solitude.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. But are you sure Freya's okay to leave behind? Can this Falion be trusted? I don't know if I can trust him with her.
The hard part is over. She's stopped bleeding and her fever seems to be gone. Her werewolf side seems to be really helping her heal. Falion can keep her asleep to recover, and if there's anyone in Skyrim who knows more about the Daedra than me, it's definitely him.
Okay. I trust you, Minerva. So that will have to do. I know Freya is safe, and I'm glad to hear she'll be okay. All right. I'll get this dagger and take it to Senturos. If it still affects him, I'll train him. But only for 2 weeks. It's nowhere near enough time, but we don't have the luxury of time. By then, I'll know if he has what it takes. Or if he needs to be put down. I pray to the Nine he has what it takes to survive this. If this fails. My beautiful Freya, know that I love you. I love you to the moons and back. Okay, I'd better get moving. Time to see if it's going to be a long night or a fortnight. Oh, Minerva, wait. What happened to Julia? She was bleeding the last time I saw her. Ragni told her to come to you. Why is she dead?
Oh, she died in her sleep. She did come to me, but she saw how swamped I was with Freya and everyone else, hurt or burned by the dragon. She told me there were more important injuries than hers, so she just walked off. I didn't have the time or energy to check on her.
It's not your fault, Minerva. It's a Vanguard's wish to die in battle, in service to the Legion, to the Emperor. This is the way she would have wanted to go, to fall in the aftermath of battle, not from neglect or pity, but for those who fought beside her. We fight until the end, until we have nothing more to give. It's what it means to be Vanguard. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon, or in a few weeks. Farewell. Go and look after our girl until I get back. I better go and give this Vanguard her last rite. It's tradition to see each other off. I wasn't one for long, but once a Vanguard, always.
Just last night she was joking around and teasing me. And then, when I came to wake her after the burial, she was cold. I barely knew her, but still, it saddens me.
Yes, I didn't know her too well either, but she was a damn fierce fighter. A proper Vanguard, if I've ever seen one. Her first time with us, and she killed 5 dragons. A true warrior. This is how she wanted to go, I believe.
Yes, last night around the fire, she told me quite a bit about herself. I guess that should have been a warning of what was to come. Like she needed someone to hear her story before she left us. She only came back to fight, so she could die a soldier's death.
And that she did. She died a warrior, a true Vanguard. If you don't mind, I'd like to give her an Imperial last rite. Something to see her off. I was once like her, and, well, it's how we were taught to farewell our fallen.
Yes, of course. I've prayed to the Nine to guide her to the heavens, where her loved ones await. Go right ahead, Cecilia, Knight of the Light.
Okay. At the front you stood. You led, and they followed. A Vanguard now, and forever. Farewell, sister. You fought hard, until the very end. You've earned your place in the heavens, among those you loved, and those you fought and died beside. Don't worry. Your blade will see battle again. Another Vanguard might need it. I'll make sure he returns it when he no longer needs it. Rest well, Vanguard. And I'll see you soon, Freya. I love you, my child, with whatever heart I have left. All right, let's go. Time to find out Senturos' fate. While on the way back, I felt my heart start beating. Fast. Sometimes I forget it's even there. It only beats maybe 9 to 12 times a minute. But this was different. Something certainly wasn't right. It was beating so damn fast that I had to stop for a minute and catch my breath. Anyway, now that I'm back, we need to see if we can cure him. I have something for you, Senturos. I need you to tell me exactly how you feel. I know, we don't feel the same anymore. Not like we used to. But if you feel anything, even the slightest tickle, you need to tell me. Otherwise, you'll certainly die, and end up with Molag as your master. It seems your curse isn't truly broken. I'm sorry, Senturos. But now, your true training begins, and it's going to be far from easy. You're going to wish you died in your bed.
Wait, he had something like this happen before. After you'd left. He collapsed and said it felt like he was being torn apart, engulfed in flames.
Those marks on his skin. They were there before we cured him, and they still remain. So it's the curse. We need to start training. You have 2 weeks, or your journey comes to an end. You're going to need this. It was Julia's. She won't be needing it anymore. This blade belongs in the hands of a Vanguard. May it serve you well.
Cheers for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. This is something, you know, I want to tell a few stories before we catch up to what's going on. So this, you can see it as a new season, a book 1, a book 2, a season 2, whatever kind of thing. Yeah, it's what's happened in episode 20 was pretty big, and I thought it was kind of time to move on to a sort of new branch of stories. And we finally get back to Senturos. Now, I'll get a lot more into this in the background videos. I just want to quickly say that obviously these are voiced with AI. Now, I know AI is a very hot topic in the current day and age. I do not plan on at all monetizing these for the simple reason that I believe it's wrong to use AI to earn money. It be it, you know, the generated images or generated voices or generated songs. But I'm just one person. I cannot voice all these characters, and nor can I write up music and do that. And AI really helps me tell a story. My first and my only objective since I started this series with Cecilia was to tell a story, and that is still what it is this very day. Just me telling a story. I'm not here to earn profit, I'm not here to earn views. I just have a story I want to tell, and AI helps me do that. So I won't monetize these, and even if I did earn thousands upon thousands of views and I did monetize them, I'd put that money into something like making sure kids get what they need, or my local animal shelters or things like that. Things in my area that I think that money would go to. But you know, but anyway, I'm not here to monetize that. I don't really care about I don't give a fuck about the money. I really don't give a shit. I'm just here to tell a story. And hopefully you've enjoyed it. Other than that, there will be a playlist that shows up at the back, and after this video, or a couple of days after it, I'll do a background video that kind of gets into the whole inspiration of the story and all that blah blah, you know, bits and pieces of story. And after that, I think I want to do like a Season 1, Book 1 explanation, and kind of covering the story from episode 1 all the way to episode 20, probably an hour or two to kind of close it off to wake up into the new stories. What comes next, I'm just going to say this real quick before the video shuts down, is another Dragon Hunters episode. It's going to be called Dragon Hunters, the Slayer. And I guess you can guess who is going to be the main character of that. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in another video. Look after yourselves.